This is John Pristine with Pristine Health, where we eat clean and live healthy. Even on vacation, I'm still out here in Costa Rica. Been out here, tomorrow will be 14 days now. And the theme of my videos since I've been out here is, maintaining your lifestyle of fitness and health even when you're on vacation, right? So, and then most of the videos I've shot out here talks about the eating clean part. So we talked about, still being kind of, at least relatively healthy, not like you are when you're not on vacation. And then also, the fitness, staying fit, doing some exercise, again, not like you would when you're not on vacation, but something, so you don't just let yourself go while you're on vacation. So anyway, now the last couple of videos I shot, I wanted to get to the living healthy part. The motto is, eating clean and live healthy, right? And part of living healthy when you're abroad, when you're in another country, is making sure that you're aware of your surroundings, aware of the hazards that may be in your new environment that you find yourself in a foreign country. Whenever you go into a new environment, you definitely need to make sure that you want to be well aware of the environment you're going into, be well aware of your surroundings, so that you don't fall victim to some of the hazards that can be in your new environment. So the one that I'm going to talk about today or tonight is being aware of just the part of town or the city that you're in when it comes to crime, or areas where you're more likely to encounter crime, or areas where you're more likely to, there may be an increased risk of being robbed or attacked for whatever reason. You want to make sure you're well aware of that. Well, how do you do that? Well, one thing is you ask questions. Talk to people who are from there. When I first got here, one of the things I asked the receptionist at the hotel that I was staying at was, is it safe to walk down the street at night to the restaurants? And she told me yes, but she said don't walk on the beach at night. Now the beach was only like 75 feet off the street, like 50 to 75 feet off the street. So she said it's safe to walk down the street at night to the restaurants, but don't walk on the beach at night. So I had to take all that into, I had to process all that. Okay, she said it's safe to walk down the street, but it's not safe to walk on the beach. All right, so I was talking about being aware of your surroundings when you are on vacation, being aware of the hazards in your environment, that you're not making yourself aware of the hazards of your new environment that you find yourself in when you're on vacation, when you're traveling abroad. And I was talking about when you're out at night, and being alert when you're out at night, and some of the things you have to be concerned about. I was thinking when I found myself, I was walking through the Manuel Antonio Park, right? And I found myself alone. I didn't see any people. I'm in this tropical humid forest, and I don't see any people. I'm on this path by myself. I'm walking along the edge of the forest right now. You can see it's like the edge of the tropical humid forest. And these people back here, these people are crazy because they're over here in this the water and what you call the mangroves, and this is where they say the crocodiles like to hang out, and they're just back here in this water. Yeah, they can have that. But anyway, I found myself walking alone, and and really, I was more concerned then, walking on the edge of not on the edge, but walking through the tropical forest alone. I was more concerned then about my safety than I was walking there alone at night, because I can fight a person. I'm much more comfortable fighting a person who wants to do me harm than I am fighting a white-faced monkey or a puma or something like that. I'm much more comfortable fighting a person than a wild animal. So, yeah, give me a choice between one or the other, and I'll walk down the street at night. I'll take my chances doing that rather than a tropical humid forest. There are definitely quite a few hazards in that forest that are bad for your health. Hola. This is the beach that they say that I was told you shouldn't walk on at night. They stay off this beach at night because you might get jacked. Now, keep in mind, I was told that it's perfectly okay to walk on the street that's only maybe 75 feet away from the beach, but don't walk on the beach. So there's a very thin line between danger and safety at nighttime here. At nighttime, they say it's not safe. But if you just go to the street over here on the other side of these trees, they say it is safe. You can walk down that street. So again, thin line between danger and safety. Be aware of your surroundings at all times, but especially when you're in a new environment that you're not all that familiar with. One thing to keep in mind when you're abroad is, the areas that have the most tourists are generally going to be the safer areas because the government, tends to patrol those areas. The police tend to patrol those areas more frequently because they want to make sure all the tourists are safe because that's a moneymaker. All right. So whenever you venture off to other areas, or areas that are further away from the tourist areas, you have to be more careful. Like right now, I'm not in a tourist area. I wanted to get out and I wanted to get away from the tourist area and just so I could, experience the local culture a little bit more. That's kind of like the catch-22 when you're considering, safety is, if you stay in the tourist area, you're not going to be able to fully experience the culture that you're coming to experience. So when you do venture off into areas that have less tourists, to mingle with the people, to mingle with to get. Like right now, I'm in an area that's not. I'm away from the tourist area. I'm in an area where I could, mingle with the locals. So that's a little more risky. Also, you may notice that I'm traveling by myself. I didn't bring anybody on this trip with me, and that's not as safe as traveling with somebody. I grew up being told about the buddy system and making sure that you always travel with somebody, that you're with somebody. Taught that in the military as well. I'm traveling by myself, so when you're traveling by yourself, you definitely need to be more aware. You need to make sure that your senses are heightened because you're by yourself. Now, when you're out at night, like I'm out at night right now in an area that's not a tourist area, one thing you want to do is make sure you're walking with a purpose. Make sure you look like you're walking with a purpose. Like you look like you know where you're going. Like even though you're in a foreign country, and you may not know exactly where you're going, and may not be all that familiar with the area, you want to look like you do. So walk with a purpose, like you know where you're going, like you have a purpose. Okay. Another thing that will work to your advantage is if you are in shape, and let's say there is a predator out here that wants to attack you, and they don't have a weapon. Now, if they have a weapon, it's a different story. But if they don't have a weapon, they're gonna have to size you up. They're gonna have to size you up and determine, okay, whether or not they want to take the risk of attacking you physically. If you look like you might be a problem, that'll save you an altercation. That could save you an altercation because, they may not want to deal with the potential that they might get knocked out by you. Okay, I know because of how I look. I've avoided many altercations just because it looks like I might be a problem. it looks like it might be a problem, you look like you might be a problem, then you can avoid a lot of you can avoid some confrontations. So that is one of the benefits. That is one of the benefits of being in shape. You know, if I'm walking out here in this city called Quepos, and again, I'm not in an area where there are a lot of tourists. It's at night. So if there was somebody walking along this path, or there was somebody along this path who's looking for somebody to take advantage of, and they don't have a weapon, and they think they'll come up and punch you or kick you or whatever. When they see me coming, they're gonna have to size me up. Like, okay, let me look at this guy. Okay, if they see my physical stature and process all of that, they might, chances are they're gonna say, let me see, I'll let him pass, because I look like I might be a problem. Now, who knows if I can fight? Who knows if I really am willing to fight, put up a fight? But I look like I'll be a problem, so that'll save me. I know it has saved me several altercations in my life just by looking like I might be a problem. Anyway, this is John Pristine. This has been John Pristine with Pristine Health, where we eat clean and live healthy, talking about the living healthy part when you're abroad, when you're in a foreign country, because not being aware of your surroundings when you're in a foreign country is bad for your health. And you want to make sure that when you are in a new environment, that you make yourself aware of the hazards, so that you can avoid those hazards. Because not doing that is definitely bad for your health. And of course, at Pristine Health, we eat clean and we live healthy. We eat clean and we live healthy. So be aware of your surroundings when you're in a foreign country, traveling abroad, especially by yourself, like I am, especially when you are out and about at night. Now, for women, for a woman traveling by herself in a foreign country or anywhere, I wouldn't recommend a woman being out here or being out past a certain time after dark, because it's just, if somebody does decide they want to attack you, and it's a man, generally speaking, most men are going to be at least 3 times stronger than you. So let's say a man of my size and my stature is out here waiting for some unsuspecting woman. She has no chance. She just has no chance against a man my size. So anyway, again, I wouldn't recommend a woman being out this time of night in a foreign country by herself at all. So again, this has been John Pristine with Pristine Health, where we eat clean and we live healthy, even when we are on vacation. Till next time.